China and the Philippines can reach a settlement and their disputes in South China, citing economic reasons, announcing plans to establish industrial zones.
Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and it's about 9 o'clock in the evening here in Florida, and I was going to try to show you something on this Genesis software using the Fifi SDR tonight. Signals are booming in. I think I don't have an antenna connected to this receiver, and what you were listening to is China radio. You can see the S meter is pegged, and this waterfall is showing a bunch of strong signals. This is the one I'm listening to right here. And I'm wondering if my antenna switch, it's pretty old. I can see I've got it in the open position, but it looks like there's still an antenna connected. I'm going to disconnect the cable off the antenna switch. It's on the bottom of it. And see if I've got a signal sneaking through here. Okay. Guess what? Okay, there. Okay, not as strong there. So I am getting a little signal bleeding through that switch, even when I have it in the open position. The cable to the switch from the radio is now disconnected. So I'm going to connect it back up. I can see what I'm doing. And what I was going to illustrate here is exactly what I did by accident, is that one of the things you can use these SDRs and the software like this Genesis software is use it to troubleshoot your system, your antenna, and in this case my antenna switch, and see if it's functional. And the beauty of it is you can put it on this kind of a waveform here or one of the other waveforms and graphically see what's going on when you change things. Now, I can see right now that that switch is not doing a full disconnect. So one of the three antennas or combination there are is still connected. So let's go back to where the switch is on an antenna and see if it makes any difference. Oh yeah, now the signals are, I'm thinking the signals are so strong tonight that when I hook up, and the one I hooked up was the MHA 31-foot antenna, when I hook up that antenna, the signals are so strong that it's just overloading the receiver, and the receiver is so sensitive. So that's something you could check. Now let me go check another antenna. Same thing. Now that's a different antenna. Well, look at it's coming and going. So apparently there's some kind of interference going on, and when I select an antenna that's outside, boy, it just, whatever that interference it is, it's overwhelming. Now what it could be is I have a CB radio operator just at the end of the block, about 100 yards from me, and he's got a huge tower. He runs kilowatts of power, and he's usually on about this time. Usually Saturday night, about 9 to midnight, he's on. That's what I could be seeing. Let me go to another antenna. Nope, that didn't help. So I'm going to go to no antenna, and there we go. We still can get China radio and several other stations, and we're not getting that bleed over or whatever it is. Now let me try again. That's the beauty of this. It's running on your computer. I'm running a screen capture software, so I'm capturing what's going on, and I can play this back over and over again, and you know, experiment troubleshoot, whatever. That's the beauty of a software-defined radio and using your computer to control the radio and record what's coming out of that radio. So if I could turn it back, the audio back up for a second.
Diversity of food, there is a question of access
You
to
can
market.
see,
Well, progress has been made of raising more high-paying jobs through air.
you can hear that that's definitely China Radio on their, I think it's a rebroadcast of a show they do in the morning. Now, the other thing I'm struggling with is this computer. It's only a quad-core computer, not that fast. It's having trouble running the Genesis software and my screen capture software. I've gone to this display because it doesn't use as much CPU power for the Genesis program. It's using still about 45%, and in the screen capture software it's using about 20%. So I'm at 65%, and then it's, of course, depending on what's doing, it's spiking. So that's probably where I'm getting those dropouts. Let me turn the audio back on.
I was only 10 meters away from the west side. I had no idea where I was.
Yeah, see, I'm getting a little bit of
Down
dropout.
away, another
I don't know if it's the interference. Let me turn off this display.
Hackers from the checkpoint. Many people got out.
And see if that dropout goes away.
Third would-be farmer was killed by before he was able to set off to this a group affiliated with the Islamic State. Many credit.
The dropouts have gone away.
And his first
The
locally produced
CPU
amphibious
Let me turn the
aircraft
audio
has
down.
rolled off the line.
The CPU usage has gone down to 20%, 15%. So without that display running, this software is not so CPU hungry. And if I turn the audio up,
When people fall into water, the
The
prime
audio
time
has
for
no
rescuing
dropouts.
them should be within 2 to 7 hours. After
So,
receiving the call,
that's one thing you can see on various programs. The more graphics they got going on and the larger it is on the screen, the more CPU power is required, and therefore it gets behind and drops out the audio or signals or display. And I got one suggestion, was to turn down the FFT, which is the fast Fourier transfer algorithm that's running somewhere, but I can't find out where to adjust it. I looked for a few minutes before I started this recording, and I could not find out where to turn it down. I've turned down other things, but that number, when I've got the graphic displays going here, that number jumps up pretty high, plus I've got my screen capture software running at the same time. So anyway, I'm probably running out of time on my screen capture software, so I better stop. So if you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everybody that's been helping me get the software going. Bye-bye.